This is the Founders Club Live. This is the show where we take you into the minds of successful brand builders. Today, you're going to gain some real insights and you're going to learn some actionable strategies. And I promise you this, there will be plenty of shenanigans. This is the club for you if you are a hustling entrepreneur who's on the come up, or if you're one of those balling out of control, seasoned professionals. You know who else this is for? We're here for club members who don't care about none of that, but they do enjoy some good old-fashioned internet nonsense. I am your club president, Jeff Jared, and our club mission statement is this: to expand your knowledge and spark your creativity. Welcome to the Founders Club, and we are live.
You don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah.
All right, welcome into the club. I am your host, Jeff Jared, and this is so exciting. This is the first ever episode of the Founders Club. So if you are here, thank you for joining us. We are live right now on Facebook. We are live right now on X. So if you can find us, just look for the Founders Club Live on Facebook and the Founders Club Live on X. Soon we will be on YouTube. We just have to wait for them to approve us, and we will be listed there before you know it. So what is the Founders Club? What are we doing here? What is this show? Tell me all about it. So again, my name is Jeff Jared, and I have worked in the creative space for about 15 years, running agencies. I've started a lot of brands, a lot of businesses, and just kind of a serial entrepreneur. And in that time, one of the fun things about working in agency life is you get to meet a lot of really cool, interesting, and fun people. And I just want to talk to those folks, and I want to bring them to you in a way that is a little different than the status quo. We're going to mix it up just a bit, right? There's a lot of super serious business podcasts, and we will have plenty of business chat on here. But I just kind of want to hang out. We call it the Founders Club for a reason. We just want a club where people can come in, hang out, have a good time, and just put you in the mindset of some of these folks. Our first guest for today is just such that kind of person. He has a lot of credentials, and a lot of which I'm gonna let him tell. I'm gonna let him tell you his story. Okay, I don't want to just step on him there, but his name is Trey Smith. And when I said, okay, I'm gonna do this show, it's gonna be called the Founders Club, and we're gonna talk to people who have started brands. He was the first person I thought of. I've got to get this guy on the show, episode 1. He is a rock star entrepreneur. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the sense of like someone is like a quote unquote rock star customer service agent or something. Yeah, this guy actually is a musician, and he plays music, but also he has been running his own businesses and launching brands for a while. He's had a lot of success, and excited for you guys to meet him. So we'll meet him in just a moment. But I want to say, first of all, thank you guys for coming in. If you're just joining us, this is the Founders Club, where we're going to talk to founders of companies and learn a few things. Stick around, because at the end of the show, we do have a giveaway. And so I want to throw that out there. We are giving something away at the end of this, and it is really exciting and fun. So if you are wanting to start your business, or you're new in the business world, this is the place for you. Welcome to the club. Without any further ado, let's welcome our first guest to the show. Let's welcome Trey Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is.
What's up?
How are you, sir? What is good?
Oh, dude, I'm excited to be here. First episode. So it has to be the best episode for starters. Everybody else is not even going to want to do the show after this.
That's what I'm looking for.
I know. And second of all, like, I love what you're doing, dude. I love the concept. I love how you do it. So I appreciate you letting me be on and be this first guy. But overall, I'm just really pumped about what you're doing and to see where this goes. So I love it, man. I'm a little nervous. I mean, like, I don't know what you got in store for me, but let's go.
Well, we have some business talk, of course, but we've also got plenty of shenanigans and tomfoolery. We've got a little ballyhoo, so we're gonna have a good time. But so our story is an interesting one. So obviously we know each other personally. I go back to to tell that story for me, I've got to go back to when I first started working for myself and was working from the house and had to get out and get like a workspace because of kids being home over the summer. My wife is a teacher, so the kids are there and they were little at the time. And so I wasn't getting a lot of work done in the summer months. So I had to find a work space for me to like kind of settle in. And it was the first, there wasn't co-working like there is now back in the olden days. And the first place in Fort Worth was opening. It was called Collab. And I was like the first guy in there when he wasn't even open yet. He was like, I'll be open in a couple weeks, but if you want to come set in here and, you could be my market research and I'll ask you questions about how things are going. So it was in Suite 1. I was the first ever suite. And then the day they opened, Suite 2, I met my neighbors. They come bopping in and it's kind of an odd couple thing. There's two guys. One guy's the real squared away business guy, and the other guy's got the long hair, the tattoos. He comes like skateboarding into the building, which was allowed at that kind of place. It was, concrete floors and that kind of thing. And it was Trey Smith, and been neighbors ever since. I mean, tell us about those days.
Oh man, I mean, that was my first like launch it. You're paying all your bills at the house, like this is your full-time business, right? Insurance and everything. With the wife and kiddos. I mean, it was not just me as whatever. So, we definitely connected on that. And it was a tense time for me and my business partner Josh back in the days. I mean, we were borderline terrified, and we were cranking as hard as we could. And then we moved into this space, and we had a Houston office, and this was our Fort Worth office. And I think we'd been in there like a month, and we got the call. I think it was you that called me, and you're like, dude, the offices got broken into last night.
Oh gosh, don't remind me of that.
Dude,
yes.
Yours sucked because I think your guitar got stolen or something, but man, I had all kinds of cool stuff I loaded in there, excited about the office. Poof,
yeah, on the guitar, hold on one sec, watch this.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Don't tell me that's what I think it is.
I wasn't planning for this, but here we go.
Is that the what?
Oh, I'm gonna knock it into the thing here.
I thought they stole your guitar. My bad.
All right, so I'll tell you the story of this. Okay, so this is Trey is telling us the story of when our old offices were broken into. This guitar was stolen. There's some scuffs and some scratches on it, courtesy of the thieves that stole it. I got this back because I just happened to have. I'm not a serial number keeper, but for some reason I had the receipt for this and it had the serial number on it. So I turned it into the police. And someone pawned it, and I got it back through the pawn. Now, the thing is, if you ever have something stolen and it goes to the pawn, you don't just go pick it up. Like I thought, okay, I'll just go pick it up. You have to go to court, and you have to, prove like it's yours. And typically, like the pawn shop folks, they never show up. So like they can show up and contest it, but in the pawn shop biz, they just go, nah, it's they never show up. So they give you basically like the judge will give you a voucher to go down to the pawn shop and pick it up. Well, the day I waited 6 weeks. I was so excited to get my guitar back. And literally the morning of, it was one of those ice storms, those Texas ice storms where the whole city shut down. So I get a robocall from the courthouse saying, hey, everyone who was on the docket for today, we scratched you. We put you in the back of the line. We'll see you in 6 more weeks. So I had, So I was so bummed out. And I had the thing they sent me originally saying like, hey, here's what your date and everything. It had a seal of the county. I don't know why I'm putting this on the internet. I shouldn't probably be saying this, but it had the seal of the county and it had my guitar like model and serial number listed on it. So literally, I just walked into the pawn shop. I knew which one it was, and I just told the kid behind the counter, oh, hey, here's my documentation. I'm here to pick this up, And he just went to the back and got it. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, this matches up. Here you go. And so technically, I stole my own guitar back from the pawn shop, and it sits right over here. Man. So you mentioned awesome. That. Yeah. So
awesome.
Now that was the only thing I got back. They stole computers, they stole hard drives, they stole everything,
it was bad for you.
It was rough. It was rough. Cameras, everything.
Hey, but you know what they didn't steal? They didn't steal a lifelong friendship. So
That's right.
They became homies, and they
12 years from now, we'd be doing this, the Founders Club live. That's right.
Awesome.
Well, yeah. So there was we had a lot of misadventures at that spot, and it was great actually. Connected with a lot of great people in those days, and just kind of got this thing started off. So, man, there's been a lot happen since then. I mean, we could talk about Team Maddie. We could talk about, I mean, a lot of stuff. So tell everybody about Team Maddie just a little bit and how that's
Yeah,
where that's at.
that was kind of one of our first little deals. We
Yeah, it was.
My daughter Madeline was born with a really rare metabolic disorder that ends up, if undiagnosed, it can be really bad, and it ultimately it ends up to where you get into renal failure and kidney failure, and you need a transplant. And being in the transplant community and being on dialysis for years, you understand what a cause it is. So, uh, Maddie's mom, Jessica, is an incredible runner. Had a great running community of incredible individuals. She started Team Maddie, and it was basically, look, I just want to use the running community to spread the word about organ donation. So I went to Jeff. I'm like, Jeff, look, we got this idea. We just want to get the word out. Help me think about it, whatever else. I didn't even get to the house, and Jeff had sent me branding on it, a website, a logo that's still used today for free. This is for Maddie.
I was on Instagram the other day and I saw someone was running a race and I saw the
Yeah.
shirt. And I was like, oh, there
That's
it is. It was
Still Jeff
exciting.
did, and it was
exciting.
that runners still to this day, Team Maddie that races for organ donation awareness races. We have runners all over the world. Jessica runs it, does a tremendous job. She just went to New Braunfels, won the overall female winner of the 10K. Like, she's a beast of a runner. Still wins 30 to 50 races a year. Like, she's incredible. And we have runners all over the world. So it's a really good thing. And really, I feel like it really got off the ground, Jeff, because you kind of motivated us with that design, and it's amazing what good design will do. It got us excited. We went to the Texas State Legislature, Team Maddie did, and made it to where Texas now tests for extended genetic screening to test for Maddie's disorder and other disorders, which did not exist until we got there. There's a bunch of tests you can do. There's thousands of tests you can take. Well, we made it law to where you do the extended genetic screening, ourselves and others, of course. But Team Maddie was a big push in that. And we got to go down there, and Maddie and Ryder got to slam the gavel and do the whole thing. Yeah.
Nah,
so it's cool, man. It's a testament. If I can brag on you, it's a testament to what you do, man. And you're always been an inspiration for me too in that department creatively, because the right design can motivate people. It can get you excited behind a cause. It can inspire change. It can do a lot of things. So that was a great example of that.
Well, no, I appreciate you saying that. And that really wasn't a setup. But if you are just joining us, we're in the Founders Club. We're talking to Trey Smith, founder of Corvus Technologies and Wovenly. He's also got another really cool announcement that we're going to get to a little bit later in the show. So stick with us. But also, I want to tease, stick with us to the end, because I've got a giveaway that I'm doing. So if you are starting a new brand, or you've just started a new brand and you're excited about that, stick with us, because I've got a giveaway. And he actually just mentioned something that kind of coincidentally, just kind of happens to go with what we're going to be giving away. And so we're pretty excited about that. But no, I loved working on the Maddie stuff. Like, you told me about it, and I met her. That was the thing, because I met her. She came by the office and hung out one day with you for Dad for work. And she was just so amazing and so adorable. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then, of course, I just fell in love, and I was like, okay, I got to help these guys out. What are they doing? Okay, we got to help them raise money. And so, I get kind of carried away with stuff like that. And I'm going to have Adam on here to talk about Love Media Group and how that has really, honestly, that day was kind of seminal in my professional life, because that really did, honestly, spark a lot came from that. And we've had one shop between then and now. And I remember one time when we were naming that agency, the agency that I sold a couple years ago. And we had 3 or 4 names. We had a bunch of names. We wrote down all these. It was me and my business partners at the time. All these 3x5 cards all over the walls. All these names. And we had it down to like 3 or 4. I think it was maybe like 3 or 4. And Trey, of course, was the next door. And we had here's the top 4 finalists. I'm going to ask some people. I trust Trey. He's a cool dude, and he'll be able to tell us, give us some good info here. So I pulled him in. I was like, hey, bro, I'm thinking about one of these 4 names for the new company. Because it's always the thing, like naming your company, what are you going to call it? I was like, which of these would work? And I remember, very dramatic in Trey fashion, you took 3 of the 4 and you just slid them off the table. You're just like, nah, these are out. It's this one. And you pointed at the one we ended up going with. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so confident. Why? Like, why is it like got to be that one? And okay, so this is a little personal here. You said the thing is, well, I can just say it. The name of the company is called Lyft, right? And that was one of the names we were looking at. And you said it's got to be this one because what you did for the Maddie brand is you lifted it up, and you're going to do that for other brands, people that can't afford necessarily, to hire you guys. You're going to work with them, and you're going to hook them up, and you're going to lift their brand up just like you did for Team Maddie. And I was like, and after you said that, I mean, I had to go with that. I was like, wow, okay, that's like a calling or something. That was pretty good, and that brand was very successful, and they're still going to this day. I sold my part of it a few years ago, but love those guys and what they're up to. But that was you. You were the kind of the driving force behind going with that for the branding.
It's funny. I think it's Steve Jobs says you can only connect the dots looking backwards, right? And it's so funny to think about this of like so many things. Like now, WebDX, right? I'll bring this up because it's kind of a plug, but it's not, because Jeff has a business that's called WebDX where he builds a website in a day. Okay. Incredible design and incredible job. He's mastered the science, if you will. Well, part of this started.
I'll start.
No, part of this started because I would bring a website to him, and then I would be in a panic, and I'd be like, Jeff, this thing has to go live like tomorrow. It has to go live tomorrow.
The client always had a trade show. They're going to the trade show, and the trade show's tomorrow, and they're going to be handing out their business cards.
It has to go. And then Jeff would literally be like, it'll happen. I'll make it happen. And I would get the first look at, I'd get the first look at 4:08 a.m. I would get a dev link to go look at it.
Yeah.
And do you remember the time where I bet you, I forget the amount of money, but it was a pretty good amount of money. I said, if you pull this off, I'm coming in with this amount of money cash.
Oh yes.
And you remember what?
And there was still like a 50, like up on the air conditioner vent. We never could get it down.
You got to tell the story though.
Okay, so here's the story. Yes, this is the guy who skate. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you the end of the skateboard intro. Okay, this is, if you want to make friends and influence people. Okay, this is your first takeaway from the show. When you go into a new office, you want to make a good first impression. You don't just walk into the office and. I mean, you could walk in the office and shake hands. Hey, I'm so and so. It's not so nice to meet you. Or if you can pull this off, you skateboard in, but you have a bottle of bourbon, like a nice bottle of the local bourbon flavor, and you skateboard in and you slide in right to the new person that's your new neighbor, and you hand them that bottle of bourbon. You say, "Hey, I'm your neighbor. Nice to meet you." And then that's how you make an impression. So that's a setup. Okay, that was the first Trey grand entrance. But this one that you're talking about, you said if you make this happen, I don't know how you're gonna do this. If you make this happen, I gotta have this for this client, such and such, and so we did it. We did the all nighter. We worked it all out. It was a big design sprint. It wasn't just me; it was the rest of the team over there. And you said, "I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna make it rain." Is what you said. And I was like, okay. And I've heard about that in rap songs, but I've never experienced it firsthand. Okay. So this guy comes in, it was like in the middle of the day in the week. We weren't expecting him to come in. He busted in the door. And at this time we had upgraded to like one of the bigger spots in this co-working. And it was like all my coworkers were in this big bullpen area, all the people that worked at this studio. And so you bust in and Trey was here, and I felt like music was playing, although it probably wasn't. It just felt like it. and you made it rain, and you had like all this cash, like all the amount that we had agreed to do this project for in cash, and you just like threw it up, and it was just like raining, and all the people were freaking out. And it was just like kind of raining down, and it was like, of course, just dollar bills stuck in the artwork and everywhere else. So everybody was like, "What is going on?" But of course, everyone.
Gave you my word.
Yes, that's right. So no, that's how you do it. Sometimes you just gotta show the love that way.
That's the only way.
Yeah. All right. So Trey, you have been in oil and gas. So that's what most people don't know is like one of your. So when we do all these all-nighters, all the clients that you were working with at the time were oil and gas. So we're gonna put you in the hot seat a little bit. We're gonna ask you a few questions. All right. Of a few things. So let's go. Let's get into it here. So what I find in working with clients from all kinds of, in all kinds of different places, it's interesting to find out what you didn't know that you didn't know about X industry, right? So whatever it is, what am I surprised to know, right? So for you, you work in O&G, oil and gas. What would people be surprised to know about oil and gas industry?
Man, you're right. I've been in oil and gas in some capacity for over 20 something years. Always had a big creative streak, but luckily I had business partners to support me and help run these businesses and grow them in the oil and gas industry, which you think would not be a very welcoming place for someone like myself. Here's the truth of the matter about oil and gas that I think people would be surprised to know. Two things. Number one, it is absolutely full of amazing people. Literally loyal people who don't judge you. They don't judge anybody. Everybody's just oil field guys. Doesn't matter race, color, creed, size, how long your hair is, anything. Now they'll make fun of you, but they'll still love you. So it's full of a lot of great people that are still loyal to me today and are still just great lifelong friends of mine. But I think the most surprising thing that people, you talk oil and gas or energy, and that's kind of like the devil out there for a lot of people. The truth is these companies care. They care about the environment, believe it or not. They're spending millions and millions of dollars on technologies that, to be honest with you, don't make a lot of money for them at this moment because it's the right thing to do for the environment. They care about their employees. They care about employee safety. They drive for safety so hard. A story I tell often is like I had a sales call at Halliburton. And I go in and we sit down. I'm just trying to sell them some steel at the time and some metal. And the guy's like, "Hey, all right, welcome. We're going to have a safety moment." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "We're going to have a safety moment." Like, okay, I'm just kind of playing along. He goes, and he tells a story about when he changed his wife's wiper blades. He put on gloves and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we can, let's get to talking about, castings or whatever we were doing. And I was like, that was so awkward, but it was their company policy. Guess what? A week later, I'm out cutting down a tree or something, and I'm like, you know what? I should put on my gloves and my glasses and whatever else. And so again, I mean, it's like these companies are dialed in on making safety a part of their culture. They're really focused on in the frac industry. There's a big move to electric fleets and at least dual fuel fleets at that. So they're reducing carbon emissions. They're pushing to be net zero carbon companies. They're very focused on the environment. Not all of them. I mean, there's some probably at the bottom somewhere that don't care and are trying to make a buck. But the guys who are in control and are really driving the industry, they actually care, and they're really dialed in on it right now.
Wow. Okay. Well, that certainly is, I think, surprising for a lot of people because you certainly think of the oil and gas people as like, the Texas, with the 10-gallon hat.
Yeah,
the corporate fat cats, they're always the bad guy,
devil, right?
Always, yeah. So no, that's okay. All right, well, that's good to know. All right, so look, let's turn the page to a little bit of nonsense here. So Trey Smith, the rock star entrepreneur, when it comes down and it's time to make, I'm here, I'm at the Warner Brothers studio. Okay, I'm pitching the movie of Trey Smith, the life of Trey Smith, and they say, okay, well, who are you thinking to play the role?
Man,
who are we going to cast to play Trey Smith in the Trey Smith movie?
Is this someone who I think looks like me, or is it someone who I think could pull this off or act like me?
Yeah, it's got to capture the essence.
I mean, there's all the layups that anybody would say, right? I mean, who wouldn't want Johnny Depp or
Yeah.
or Keanu Reeves or
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
to jump in.
Brad Pitt or
Everybody
whoever.
got
Yeah,
it, got it. Yeah, Brad Pitt, Ryan Gosling, all those guys. I don't
of
know. I
course.
think I'm gonna go random. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Oh, that guy would be amazing.
Ooh,
Um,
I've got one.
I'm thinking
Actually.
about. I'm thinking about. It wouldn't work though because he's too handsome. These guys are too beautiful. That's the
They all
problem.
are. I know.
Like Killian would be amazing. But let's go with. I'm gonna go with a guy named Jonathan Rhys Meyers. Jonathan Rhys Meyers is he's a dude who is probably most famous for his role in The Tudors, which was like I don't know HBO or Cinemax or some series or whatever.
Yeah.
This it was an actor I'd always had my eye on, and he's friggin' amazing. That's him, that dude right there. See, he's too gorgeous
This
though.
guy right here.
This
I know
doesn't count.
they're all so
This
beautiful.
doesn't count. They're all so pretty. I'm out.
Oh, okay, okay.
And if not him, then John Malkovich.
Ah, yeah. What do you consider Joaquin Phoenix? What do you think
I'd
about
be all
Joaquin?
about
He's
that.
old. He's
Dude,
older.
Joaquin's amazing.
He's a little bit
Yeah.
older, so they may have to like do some de-aging technology.
I don't
But
know. He's probably right in line.
so
Pretty
hey,
troubleful.
we've got someone from the chat saying Colin Farrell, and that is the winner. No, that is the winner right there.
Done. Adam, thank you for saying that. Let me give you a hilarious Colin Farrell line. I texted a buddy of mine who's a big film buff and a very creative dude in his own right, named Danny. I texted Danny out of the blue the other day, and I said, "What is it about me that still occasionally dresses up for work on a day and dresses like another actor?" And he laughed, and he's like, "Who are you inspired by today?" I'm like, "Look up Colin Farrell when he was in True Detective.
Okay.
Give me that Colin Farrell. The dude he's got this gigantic mustache.
Oh,
yes, he's all he's just
That's him.
Yes, this guy.
That's the guy right there.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Done. Mustached out Colin Farrell. Done.
Yeah. Okay. Adam Jared wins comment of the day so far. He's leading the clubhouse.
Tell him what he won. He gets a free snow cone.
He gets it. Yes, that's right. That's right. Well, stick around. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Dude,
that is
awesome. That's it. The mustache is coming back. I'm growing it back out today.
Adam Jared, not just leading the comments. He's also a featured guest on the Founders Club Live. I can't wait for you guys to meet him and talk to him. We've got plenty of stories coming up. So if you are just joining us, welcome to the Founders Club Live. My name is Jeff Jared. This is Trey Smith, founder of Wovenly. And we're going to talk about some more stuff as we go along here. But we just casted him as Colin Farrell in the movie about Trey Smith. So let me ask you this. Let me pull my questions back up here. So we know who's going to play you. So let me ask you this. Okay, so reset this. Next question.
Come on.
You've got your DeLorean. You've got 1.21 gigawatts of power going into this thing. Okay, you got it up to 88 miles an hour, and you go back in time.
Okay.
And you can uninvent something. It could be something petty. It could be something philosophical. What are you going with? What are you uninventing?
Ooh, I mean, there are some things I would love to go back and uninvent, but I don't think it's possible. I think the human species would recreate it in some form or another.
The inevitability of it.
Yeah, there's some things about that I could, man, I would love to go.
I'm putting you on the spot here. It's a tough
uninvent religion.
Yeah, good luck.
But that might be a little difficult to go back and uninvent. But all right, I would say I would go back in time and uninvent electricity as we know it.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, he just said he would uninvent electricity. So I was thinking like smartphones or something. So you just go all the way back to the root.
Just the form of electricity as we have it now, of how it's transferred. Not necessarily electricity. You can't uninvent gravity, but the method of transfer that we have for alternating current electricity through wires and through everything else. Nikola Tesla was on to some different ideas of how you can transmit that using the Earth's own electromagnetism.
Okay.
And it it's theorized that if that worked, it would probably knock out communications on satellites, and radio waves wouldn't be able to work if it was, in full use. Maybe that's what the pyramids were on too. Maybe there's been power sources in the past, but that would set you on a much cleaner, less industrialized path. It would do less damage on the environment. It might put us on a different outcome path as far as what this type of technology has developed. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I'd maybe that would be a fun experiment to just kind of go back and go kidnap Thomas Edison and let Nikola Tesla's ideas take hold and see where that goes. So
Yeah. No,
that'd
it
be
would be
fun.
interesting to see where we would end up, right? Like we're
Yeah.
going to end up doing like, technology is going to advance, but without this, it would end up being that. So then,
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a really good answer. I wasn't expecting that one. All right. So let me ask you another question. If the house is on fire, all the people are safe, but you can go back in for one possession, what are you going back into the house for?
Not the family, not the dogs.
Yeah,
not
they're
the-
good. They're good. Yeah, we got to say that first.
Okay. Material possessions for me aren't that big a deal. I'm not. If I lose it all tomorrow, I've lost a bunch of stuff before. Who cares? We go to the pawn shop and steal it back.
That's right.
But
That's right.
so it would probably be my dad, as a graduation present, gave me a anniversary edition J45 Gibson acoustic guitar. And so that would probably be the one thing I would grab would be that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I should say, if you don't know, Trey Smith just got married, and awesome bride. She's amazing. And at their wedding, they had a guitar there that all the guests could sign front and back and everything like that. And so you're not getting that one. You're not. That's no.
Not getting that one. No, but I might take the guitar pick off of it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I showed up at his wedding, and I guess I hadn't worn these slacks in a while, so I reach in my pocket, and just randomly I have a guitar pick in my pocket. Like I don't just walk around with guitar picks every day, just like in case a song breaks out or something. No. But I happen to have one in my pocket, so I initialed it and I slid it up in the strings there, and that was my contribution to the signature. All right, okay. The guitar is always the right choice. So I can't argue with that. All right. Well, thanks for being a good sport. We're taking you off the hot seat for the questions, but don't go too far. Don't get too comfortable, because now we're going to ask you to play Founders Club Top 10. Oh, yeah. There we go. Founders Club Top 10. There it is. Here we go. We've got the top 10 companies. So this is a business podcast, right? So we're going to go top 10 companies of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Top 10 answers are on the board.
Oh my God. Okay, GE will be in there somewhere.
You would think so. Not on the
But they're
list.
not on the list.
Not on this list.
Is it? Let me ask you this: is this more on companies of size or companies? Is there do you feel like there's a? I mean, because we got Apple and we got Tesla and we got all the guys,
okay.
right?
Number one, Apple.
Yeah.
So it's new. So there is a recency bias, and they're all big. They're all big brands people know. Then they're mainly consumer brands. Actually, I think they're all consumer brands. Yeah, they are.
Let's say, let's say Tesla is a big one.
Tesla not on the list.
Not on the list. I mean, market cap might say otherwise.
Yeah. This list is according to the internet, so you know it's good.
Man,
Think about technology.
yeah, I mean, how about Uber?
No, not Uber.
Think about Google, of course.
Google is number 2.
Yeah. Microsoft.
Microsoft is number 3. We're going in order here.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be out of bullets on this one just because there's so many companies.
The chat's helping out here.
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Amazon is number 9.
What?
Yeah, exactly. You phoned a friend.
There's companies in between. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Think about beverage. What's the biggest beverage company?
Yeah. How about Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola, number 4.
Yeah. Boy, Budweiser would have made Anheuser-Busch would have made the list back in the day,
Yeah, yeah. That's the only.
but
Let's see. I'm
not
looking at it. That's the only food or beverage company.
McDonald's. No, that's the
Oh,
only one. Okay.
now
Okay.
do you want another lifeline from the chat?
Ooh. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. I'm with you on this. Ford or GM? Stacy's on.
Ford is number 7. Ford Motor Company.
Thank you, Stacy.
Yes, Stacy McGovern.
GM.
GM not on the list. Ford is the only car company on this list.
Okay.
Think
I
about
mean,
entertainment. Everything else
Okay.
from here is entertainment. Or
I
entertainment
mean, like,
related.
are we thinking Netflix?
No, but close. Somewhere in that.
Hmm.
Who's made the
Universal?
biggest movies the last 15 years? What studio? The most high grossing movies.
I mean,
lot
let's
of-
see. I mean, I keep thinking of Paramount.
No, keep going.
Universal.
No, they make all. It's like close. Someone's in the chat says Disney. It's close to Disney.
Ooh.
It's a Disney property.
What? Tell us.
We got Marvel at number 10.
Marvel.
Yes. Okay.
And they just had a big flop too.
Okay. What's the biggest brand in video games?
An
An older one. Older brand. Video games. Oh, the comments are coming in now. Warner Brothers, Disney, Walmart, Facebook.
Yeah,
None of these-
Walmart. And
No,
Facebook
not on this list.
Wow. X not on the list.
Not on the list. No.
As we're streaming live.
Yeah, we are streaming line on. Yeah, exactly.
No, what was your hint though? What do you say? What track are we going down here?
Think about what's the oldest video game company that's popular?
Nintendo?
Nintendo number 8. All right, we got 2 left on the board. We got Apple, Google, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Ford, Nintendo, Amazon, and Marvel. Number 5 and number 6 still on the board. Now, both of these are Chinese companies, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, maybe this. I don't know. Think about phones. Who makes the phones? If they're not
Samsung?
Apple, they are Samsung.
All right.
There you go. Where's Samsung from? I'm showing my ignorance here.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Number
And the
6.
last
Yep, Samsung. The last one is they make
Toyota
movies. No.
Toyota would be in there. They make movies.
Yep, it's a Chinese company, I believe, that makes movies.
I don't know.
They also make TVs.
No.
Number 6, Sony.
Sony. Okay. I
Sony.
mean, Sony cameras. I mean, I would not think Sony is.
Sony Pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, a number 6 company in the world.
I don't know. The A9 though, the Sony A9 camera that just came out looks amazing. So I'll give it to him.
Nice. Well, we have some interesting comments pouring in. Someone guessed Bruce Lee. Maybe Bruce Lee is. I don't know what that means, but yeah. All right. Let's turn the page. I've got another. So not Bruce Lee. No, not Bruce Lee. All right. I've got another question for you here. Stick with this. Here we go. This is a segment. App ideas. So in this segment, we're going to talk about the business or app that should exist, but you're not going to mess with it. Okay, like there's stuff that should happen, but I'm not going to do it. You got something for me?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
So, I got out of the app making business because every time I'd make an app, someone else would beat me to it and be on the app store. Like literally right as we're getting ready to release our beta version, it's like they've been reading our emails and in our chats, like the exact app would come out. So here's an app I'll throw out in the universe for somebody to make. I always thought.
Okay,
It would
folks,
be
if you're
cool.
thinking about starting a business, here it
Yeah,
is.
sure.
You're going to
Thank
get this
you.
for free.
Whatever. Free. Here you go. You said this is what you get when you log in and tune into the Founders Club.
That's correct.
So all right, imagine an app that you open it up and it doesn't matter what streaming music service you subscribe to. You could be on Spotify or YouTube Music or app, whatever you got, right?
Okay.
But you listen, you can stream through that app, or maybe it integrates within it. But when you have a song that you like, okay, you imagine looking at like a color spectrum hue with all the different hues, right?
Yes, I am a designer.
do
I'm
is-
familiar.
Yeah, you're very familiar.
Yes.
So those of you listening along, so whenever you hear a song that you like, you pick a color out, and it's just a random color of how you feel, how that song makes you feel. So instead of going and creating a playlist and naming the playlist, and it's, Jeff Jarrett's funky top 10 or funky playlist, and it's all funky songs, right?
Yeah. Do you
No,
have
I mean,
access to my Spotify?
yeah, so
All of
funky's
my
like
playlists start with the word funky.
funky,
No, I'm just
yeah, funky country, funky. Anyway.
yeah,
So anyway,
exactly.
so whatever you're feeling at the moment, if it's kind of a gloomy day or whatever, maybe you're in the grays and the blues and whatever, you're happy, you're in the yellows and oranges. Every
Okay.
person would be different of what they would ascribe a color to for the song choices they have. But over time, I think it'd be interesting to where you could get to where you go outside or you start your day and you analyze how you feel and you pick a color on how you feel, and it starts playing all the songs that you've liked around that hue. And
Mm.
I have a theory that it would be a really cool, personalized, reflective playlist over what maybe a Pandora or something would give you of liked songs, where they're using other empirical data of likes and listens from other listeners. I think this would be a very personalized, your colors equal your likes, and everything around that wheel would create some type of playlist. So it's a little
Okay.
out there.
So
A
it's
little
almost
out there.
okay. I can see it though. Like I don't even know how I feel until I see the colors. I go, oh, you know what?
Yeah,
I feel a little orange with a little yellow, or I feel green with a little okay, like a little
it's just arbitrary. Every
ah,
day you would pick something different, right?
and then certain
However you
vibes
felt,
come out.
just pick it, and then
Okay,
and
okay,
then
so so yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I don't know. I just have this hunch.
So
I have a hunch.
what color of music is Leon Bridges?
You tell me. For me,
Oh,
it might be this deep, beautiful
oh,
purple color. For you, it might be this vibrant green color. And so
oh, so it's
every
different.
person is different.
Oh, so
So it's
everyone's color wheel is based on it's not just one color wheel for the internet and for everyone. It's you
exactly
get a color wheel, I have a color wheel. We all have our own.
correct. Correct.
Wow. Okay.
No correlative data between other users. It's
My
just your own
my
personalized.
my
Mhm.
favorite television show of all time, the one that I binge watch all the time, just rewatch the entire series at least once a year, is 30 Rock. And
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan played a character called Tracy Jordan. A real stretch there. But Tracy Jordan says, I lost my mood ring, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That's it. That's it. That's it. It's a mood ring for music.
It's a
That's what
mood ring for
actually
music.
that's
Wow.
what
Okay.
you got.
I'm throwing you some curveballs, and you've really got some answers here because I did not ask Trey beforehand if he had an app idea. I just said, I wonder if he had an app idea. And so look at this. You just had
I got
one
nothing.
in the can ready to go. We've got a lot of good app ideas coming from the chat. If you guys are in the chat and you want to submit your app ideas, throw them in there. Also, stick with us. Welcome, by the way, if you're just joining us. This is the Founders Club Live. I'm your host, Jeff Jarrett. We're talking to Trey Smith, founder of many brands, one of which is Wovenly. I'm trying not to say the new thing yet. We're waiting for that.
Yeah,
But
I know.
one is Wovenly, and so we are got him in the hot seat here. He's giving us his app idea. So speaking of serious business, let's turn the page. Let's talk a little bit in a segment we called Serious Business. Okay, we're here with Trey Smith. We've been doing a lot of nonsense, okay? We've been goofing around. But let's talk a little shop here. Tell the folks that are just joining us what you do exactly and where you are going, because there's a lot of fun things happening in the world of Trey Smith.
I love it. What do I do? I
Yeah,
make
just
it
narrow it
up
down
as I
real
go
quick.
along. That's what I
Yes,
do. Make it up as I go along.
a true entrepreneur.
Yeah. So I don't know. I tell people, look, the reason I start businesses and do this is not some entrepreneurial whatever. I don't even like that. I just call myself kind of a businessman, but I've got really severe ADHD like crazy, and I have to have 10 things going on for me to be able to concentrate. So I usually have multiple companies going. It keeps me highly productive that way. I'm also what I call unemployable, and
I couldn't
those who
agree
worked
more.
around me are that
Yes.
understand I work all hours or no hours or whatever. I just, whatever it takes, I do it. And it's just, it comes a point where you really can't work for somebody else. But one thing that I love doing is I love impacting companies and growing companies. And that's really, if everything that I am focused on is either evolving an industry to be better, growing companies through big creative or marketing tools or things that we're doing through Wovenly, or helping people become better, better at talking to each other, better at engaging, um, better community, better group of people, et cetera. We've got a couple of startup launches that are coming out in January in that thread. But for now, probably the biggest that were the ones that's on fire right now, you might say, is a company called Wovenly. Wovenly is a hidden boutique creative agency. We do marketing, we do big creative, ad development, campaign development. Come in and do big photography and design stuff. We lean heavily on Jeff when we need to on big design stuff.
I've
We've
been
worked
known to
with companies.
collaborate from
Yeah,
time to time.
oh, collaborate. That's his term for saving the day. We worked with companies like Aloft Hotels, and we got big companies, we got small companies, we got oil and gas companies. I've been pushing really hard on photography. I've had the privilege of working with, and now calling a really dear friend of mine, a photographer named Sandro Miller. He's a international photographer of the year multiple times over. He's has a tremendous series out there where he used his friend John Malkovich to recreate famous photos, and it's a beautiful body of work. It's been exhibited all over the world. He's photographed Michael Jordan probably more than any other photographer. I mean, guy's amazing, and so he's kind of been kind enough to mentor me along, and I've been to some of his workshops. I spent time with him in Malta and Sicily this year, and yep, that's Sandro.
It's
He
crazy.
is unbelievable, unbelievable dude, man. Just a great friend and mentor. He was texting me this morning, and his photography is next level. He does really big ad campaigns to this day. He just finished some stuff for Absolute Vodka and Copenhagen and people like this. And
He can pull off
um,
the all white fit.
oh,
If you can pull off
he
the
can
all
pull
white fit
anything off.
and actually like it's convincing, that's
He can pull anything off. So he stepped up my game. We have a client that we did a creative for. That was the concept was to it's a manufacturing company. And so we said, hey, why don't you let us tell the story of your company through the faces of those who do the work?
okay.
And it's a steel making company that make forgings and that I'd known in my past. They went for it. They loved it. We've got it's kind of exploded now. We've got an exhibition coming up in the city of Chicago in March, and
Okay.
then that has, I mean, politicians will be there, and it's gotten a lot of interest from the media, local media, and then it's got me to where I'm up for a 2024 Sony World Photography Award of professional photography.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow.
yeah. So
That's
we'll see how that
respectable.
goes. Whatever, but yeah. So that's it. There you go. That's me and Sandro at the top of Mount Etna, which is a volcano. So we were in Sicily there doing
Wow.
photography and everything else. So
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Well, so tell. Okay. So I did want to do this though before we get out of here. We're about to wrap it up. We're about to got a couple things left. If you're just joining us, my name is Jeff, and this is the Founders Club Live, where we talk to people who have founded brands. And today our guest is Trey Smith, and he is the founder of Wovenly. And I did want to ask you this: who would you like to nominate to join the club?
man, I know you got a lot of good people in the club.
I got a
I
lot of
know
good
you
people
already
coming to the
have. I
club, but I want to know who you
know.
think needs to be here. See, you're our first inductee. Okay, you're the
Okay,
first official member.
I love it. Well, I've got several people that I think I should probably nominate over time, without a doubt. Two come top of mind who are doing some really exciting stuff. Um, I think at some point you ought to reach out to Shane Dearman about Goldberg and the community he's building there. That's one of them. And I think without a doubt, top of my list, you should talk to, I nominate Chelsea Smith, who
Oh
has,
yes.
who is developing a platform. It's not just a company. This is an absolute tool for companies. The name of her company is Lovely People.
Love it.
And what Lovely People does is it works with individuals, but she wants to focus on companies to come into your company and help your people talk better to each other, understand each themselves and understand each other better. That would be Chelsea right there. Oh, with Colin Farrell. Right there with
That's right.
Colin Farrell. It's
That's
amazing.
right. That's right.
Full disclosure,
Look at
beautiful
this.
Chelsea is my beautiful bride.
Yeah. This
And
just happened. This just happened the other day.
I mean, this is
I
hot
come
off
on.
the press, man. Yeah. So Chelsea is, when you have her on the show, she is so dynamic. She has such a big heart. She's from New Orleans, so like her job, like she just loves
Oh yeah,
everybody.
she is. Yeah, she is.
Loves everybody, and so what she's trained in basically the tools it takes to assess individuals, build teams. She's worked in marketing, worked in oil and gas for 15 years. She's worked for big private equity companies. She's done consulting. She's been a consultant for years. And so she understands business. And so she's fixed enough companies to understand the way to really get where you want to go in business. You can have the best strategies and the best plans, or the worst. It's through the people. So her slogan is growing companies through the lens of your people.
Very
And
cool.
the tool
She's
got
perfect
power.
for that, by the way. Yeah,
That's it. That's her passion.
She's perfect for that.
It's all she loves.
I can't wait for everybody to meet her. She's a firecracker. She's amazing.
That will be an entertaining one. I'll be logging on.
And the chat loves Chelsea. Love
Yay.
Chelsea Smith in the chat. They're here for it. Okay, so that sounds like just lock it in. That's going to happen.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so man, we are coming up on an hour here. You know what, man, Trey, I just can't thank you enough for coming on and just lending your time here to the show, being our first guest, sharing what you've got going on, and we threw some curveballs at you, and you did good. You did good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, so stick with us. Stay around for just 1 second. We do have one more segment here I want to show you guys. We teased from the top of the show that I will be giving something away, and now it is time.
Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah.
For a giveaway. All right, folks, if you are still hanging with us, we really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. There's no we. I'm just the only one here. So I really appreciate you being here and being in the comments and showing us the love. It really means just everything. This is the first ever episode. This is episode number 1. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday at noon. So grab your Chipotle burrito or whatever it is and settle in with the phone and join the Founders Club. Come on in, be part of the community. We want to really build something here where people can just be encouraged and be inspired with all of these amazing people that we're going to talk to and steal some ideas. What I've found is the people who have the most success are also the most gracious with sharing their time, sharing their ideals. They're not precious with them. And that is one thing that you will realize as you hear from more of these folks is they are very willing to share what they know. And so we're going to give them the opportunity to share, and we're going to take out those opportunities to just steal as much of that as we can, to be honest with you. So thanks for coming in. So listen, giveaway time. Okay. So my day job is I'm a designer. I create a lot of things and help build brands in a lot of ways, websites and branding and so forth. And so I built a lot of brands. And Trey mentioned earlier in the show, if you've been with us this entire time, Trey mentioned earlier in the show that he had something he was trying to do. And once he saw the branding for it, it just... it was like just throwing the gasoline on it, right? So like an idea is an idea that's like a little fire, but then good design can be the gasoline that we dump on top that just makes the whole thing explode. So here's the giveaway. If you're an established brand, you've been around for a while, this is not for you. I'm sorry. Okay, you catch us on the next one. We're gonna give away a lot of cool stuff, but listen. If you are thinking of starting the side hustle, you're just wanting to launch your brand, or you just started a brand, you don't really have settled on your branding, I want to give away a branding package. Okay, this is a branding express package. Okay, so we're gonna do it and get you guys something amazing, because what I know just from doing this countless times, and as Trey expressed on the show already, is once you see the creative behind your idea, it will just ignite you to go for it and really put some work into it. I've just done it too many times to know. I just know how chapter and verse how this goes. So if that is you've been thinking, man, I really kind of want to do this, whatever it is, but I hadn't seen it really, come to be represented in a real way. Here's what you do. You like and subscribe, obviously, put a comment in there that says you want to enter, and tag in the comments, tag 5 people. Super simple. Like, subscribe, comment by adding 5 people into the show. We got to spread the show. Okay, we've got to let people know that we're out here. We want to build this community, and we want to just have a good time doing it. So if you're thinking about starting something, this is the giveaway for you. Tag some people in the comments, subscribe, like, follow, do all the things. And if we just get one person that does it, that's going to be the winner. Okay, so we're just starting here. Okay, this is a brand new channel. It doesn't have any followers. If you found this, praise the algorithm gods, but, we're going to build this one brick at a time. I'm committed to doing it. And so I will be here every Tuesday. Come and join me, please. Whoever does it, if we come up with 5 people or 500 people, we will pick a winner from the next, on the next episode. We're going to pick somebody. And then by the episode after that, we're going to have some branding to show off. So come around, because we're going to build this thing up, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to help some people. That's really my heart behind this, is to expose everyone to these amazing people and let them, we want to increase our knowledge, and we want to spark some creativity and really get you guys fired up to do the thing. One thing I love about, my guest Trey, is anytime we go to lunch, my brother and I, we go to lunch with him or Chelsea, we just really get fired up about, all the projects that we're working on, and it's just good to be around good energy. And so I want to be that for you guys every Tuesday at noon. Catch the replay anytime, but if I could just bring some good energy and introduce you to some great folks, then I feel like I'll have done my job as president of the Founders Club. Thank you guys so much for being part of the show. We look forward to seeing you every Tuesday at noon. We are live, so feel free to put some comments in there, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.
You don't change how